Alright, today we're going to work on some handles for this guy. It's a Spyderco Tenacious. Hold on. I have a prototype. Focus. Yeah. So there's a mountain engraved into it, and that's pretty cute, but so that fits like that. There's a couple things we got to work on. One, I don't like the thumb release here is not deep enough compared to the one on the actual blade. So you can compare the two. Personal preference, but I'd like to have one that's closer replicated to that. And then I didn't have the right drill size for these holes, so I couldn't actually mount it yesterday, so that makes it a terrible prototype. And some of the engraving is not as good as I wanted it, but I think it has to do with the fact that the engraver's a 20 thou ball, and this pattern must have been tinier than 20 thou, or like more narrower than 20 thou. So we're gonna jump first. Actually, we're going to do the start sequence for the machine, and then we're going to fly into Fusion and fix the toolpath. Bam. Sweet. So here's what she looks like. So this is actually a model representation of... Actually, now I'm going to go find a knife so you guys can compare. Oh, God. Good news, I found it. I went into the house looking for it, and turns out I have fetal alcohol syndrome. It was here the whole time. What is this? Oh, the other thing I need to look at. This is the real model. And hold on. So what I have modeled in here is if you had handles that were anodized blue aluminum. But the rest of it is pretty much as accurate as I could get it. So you even have the, what do you call it? The bottom piece of spring metal and then the top piece of spring metal. And I found out when I was taking this guy apart that both the pieces of metal are pre-stressed, but the top piece has like a bow in it. And I don't know if that's manufactured on purpose, but it adds a little bit of rigidity to the actual center section of the knife where there's no pins, because obviously the blade has this sit right in this section and you can't have pins there. So I thought that was kind of interesting, even on this $40-odd knife, you can pick up at Walmart or whatever. And then, so basically I got as accurate as I could with the the slider pin. I'm not actually sure what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. And then the lanyard pin over here. And then, the pin, the actual threaded pins, which are threaded on both ends. Let's see, the speed holes are pretty accurate, no reason to have them accurate. And then the actual handles themselves are what I care about for doing the profiling. And that's basically, I took the model and I cammed up the model, and that's how I got this. So the couple things that I don't like about this the handle, which is the reason we're doing another, prototyping basically, is first of all, obviously most important is the fact that the bolts don't go in, because I don't have on this, and I'll actually just show you on the model, there's a relief here, or a counterbore basically, really tiny, and I couldn't, for some reason I couldn't machine the counterbore with a 1/16 end mill. So if you inspect it and look at it, the diameter is 160. So actually that should be machinable. See, I'm not entirely too sure why it wouldn't let me, but that's something we're going to kind of look at, I guess, together. And then obviously, besides that glaring issue, because I really wanted to try it, there's this on the chamfer. I wonder if it'll focus for us. Rippling along here, and that was because the toolpath was doing this kind of thing on the edge, and obviously a smooth toolpath, or not smooth toolpath is going to do that. And then we have some shell mill marks. You don't feel them, but they're there from the shell mill leaving. I left the bottom just untouched because no one's going to see it, and it's just easier not to have to face the bottom of the actual stock. So let's see. What I did first was drilled the holes, and originally what I had done was I drilled the holes, but that's because the stock was actually up on top. So basically the model was center the stock, but what ended up happening was I just started gluing the stock down on another piece of aluminum, so I could just profile the whole thing without having to use soft jaws or anything, because I'm lazy like that, and it's prototyping, so I didn't want to like have to waste some aluminum, you know, making soft jaws. Not saying I don't know how to make soft jaws, but so what I ended up doing was I changed the model to be at the bottom of the stock for that full profiling. Pilot drill, the regular drill, which we're going to change to these whatever size I said they were. Then we did a facing operation, and then we did a 2D adaptive to clean out the section. Yeah, so did the adaptive to do that one. Then we went with the 2D adaptive on the outside. Relatively conservative feeds and speeds, I think. 9,000 RPM, 72 inches a minute, so that's a 2 thou per tooth, 440 feet per minute. Yeah, and then full depth, but it's really nothing for a 3/16 tool. And then obviously the scallop to do the outside. It's chamfer on here, but I don't have the right size chamfer tool. And then obviously the engrave for the mountain that was there. So I just did this as a test for an engraver. I'm using a Lakeshore carbide engraver. Actually, I have it right here, amazingly. I'm going to fix this thing I was talking about, and then we'll redo the toolpath, and then we'll send it in there and see if that fixes our problems. I got this pretty much squared away, fixed a couple things, and then we'll go run this. But basically, we're gonna pilot drill every single hole. Like, I don't have any of the they're not actually holes that do anything necessarily on the actual factory handles, except maybe just for looks. I mean, you can see the copper washer down the slider. Well, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but you can kind of see it. Yeah, that top one, the silvery or the copper looking thing. Those are the sliders for the action. But so what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna draw those, because those holes are actually the diameter of this drill bit I'm using. So I'm wondering if that's what Spyderco used at the factory. So then we're gonna obviously come in here, fly through all these holes. Then we're gonna do a face, 8,000 RPM, just for try to get the finish a little bit better, with a pass extension of 1/2 inch, and chip thinning, but just for giggles, because it's really not that big of a cut. My tool holder went wacky on me. I'm not entirely sure why, but that will now actually bore out properly, it seems, even that counter bore with that small end mill. So we'll see how that does. Regular adaptive, contour to clean up the edge, then scallop, which what I did was, you can see it's a lot more cleaned up, and now it's only going to scallop the actual that chamfered edge with the ball end mill. And so what I ended up doing was using probably more than I'm supposed to, is the avoid touch face, which you guys can see right there. 34 faces. So I mean, probably been easier just to use the touch mode as opposed to doing this, but you can see I selected pretty much everything except that outside profile. I even selected the holes, because last time I tried to go in there and rebore those holes, but obviously there's no material left. I also turned smoothing on, because I didn't have the smoothing turn on. That's pretty important for any type of surfacing, which is exactly what we're trying to do here. let's go. What we're gonna go do, the machine's warmed up. We're gonna go get some stock, which in this case is just pieces of 1/4-inch aluminum sheared up, hanging out over here on the sheared aluminum wall. So any of these pieces will do that are kind of the correct size. So we'll maybe do this one. Ooh, this one's pretty tiny. I'm also looking to see how flat it is. I need a table for you guys. We'll put you on this cart. This is perfect. This is the camera cart now. I'm gonna go get the deburring tool and we'll deburr the edge, and then we'll set up like a, what do you call it? A glued thing with the tape and the thing, and I'll be back. I actually don't know where my tool is. I was using it yesterday. Yeah, I got one of these little deburring tools off Amazon. Like, I know you've all seen them, but it works so good for this kind of, these sheared edges, because you know what happens is this shear, well, my demonstration's not going very good. Against by edge. Cool, so what that actually did was it set X and Y to the center of that, our part. But Z is still not set, and to do Z, the only way I know to do it is go down here to single surface and do like a minus point, and then you look again, you can say 25. So, and then you hit cycle start, and it'll actually probe in Z. Cool, and now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to feed hold right above the part. And we have 0.63 in Z to go. And if you turn the coolant off and check it, you can kind of tell where it should be good. So yeah. And bam, right through the table. Oh yeah, I did forget something. I forgot to put the new drill in the drill chuck. Yes. The mind of a 3-year-old. Alright, so for the actual drill feed, I completely winged it, so we put 50% feed. That didn't seem too bad. Alright, 100% feed rate. Big boy face mill. Misty! Hopefully it won't blow up. Very cool. Very sweet, very cool. That sounded healthy. Okay, here's what we got so far. I had to stop it because I had to turn on high-speed machining, and of course I forgot. So, surface finish, not too bad. I don't have that weird wisp cuts like I did with the other one, but I do have this weird discoloration at the top. Ow, that hurts my cuts. But the holes look a lot better than yesterday's, as far as getting that counter bore or whatever. So that's a good sign. Right, this one should be pretty exciting, and by pretty exciting I mean not really, but still. Oh, the timing! Oh, she. Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. All right, boys. Let's try this again. Cool. So yeah, that's what it's supposed to do, and actually it's only at 9K, which is 3K away from max. So yeah, with the compressor starting up and this thing starting up, this thing always loses, so because of that low voltage warning. But just the things you got to deal with. Like I said, I still have a transformer I got to install, a buck boost, and I've been not doing that because I've been busy doing this. I love how quiet this spindle is in compared to the TM we got at work. The spindle on this thing is crazy. Like, I can't hear it outside the garage doors, which is absolutely insane to me. Obviously, hogging out aluminum, you can hear that kind of stuff, but... Oh, buddy. So this is now a full 12,000 RPM, and you can see all the voltage, the lights dimming and everything. And this is doing that surfacing on the side. Oh yeah, she's a fast one at 100% rapid. All right, let's breathe in that smoke. Damn, son. Oh, I forgot to machine this part out. See this? There's a thing. So, hold on. Let's go into Fusion. And what I'll do is I'll make sure that adaptive actually comes, or that we'll do a contour and just clean that up really quick. So let's go change that real fast. Let's do a comparison of the two. So here was the one you guys saw that I did yesterday and then filmed because I'm a terrible person. It's with the etching in it. This one doesn't have etching, but here's the newish one. Newish. I also put a fat scratch in it from etching it. I mean, deburring it, I mean. Put a fat scratch there too. And, but yeah, as far as like handles go, this one's definitely a superior handle, if you will. We obviously fixed the issue along here with the ball end mill, but then I gained some issues along here and here with the ball end mill, but nothing that cannot be fixed in cam. So the third one is definitely going to be sick. The holes are much better on this one. It's actually cleaned all the way out as opposed to this first one. If you could focus, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, you can see the difference in the actual hole size. So the pin, the slider pin might actually fit, and also the thumb area is much bigger on this one. A little more comparable to the final handle. So let me go, I'm gonna go grab the knife. We'll compare this current prototype version 2 to the handle on the knife. And here's what we got. Of course it doesn't want to focus. Stop focusing on the blade. The camera's like, I like shiny things. Alright. So there's what we got. So it's a little more accurate of what's on the actual blade. Oh, also the face mill was a lot better on this one. And that'll actually polish to close to mirror, I bet. Or if you guys can see yourselves. Kind of. But yeah. So I'm gonna go and we'll get this guy installed on here. Hopefully it installs. And that should be it for now. Alright, what's up guys? So I'm over here trying to put the new handle on the old, or not the old, but the body of the thing. And basically what I found is, which is why we're prototyping, is these holes, the actual, the slider pin, which is this guy, where the actual knife rests on, or rides on, actually swivels on. it doesn't fit. So when I modeled it to like exact size, so that's probably why. Just add like a couple thou, and then the same thing with the actual the lanyard pin on the back. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is we're going to widen those holes just slightly. We're going to fix this thing I was talking about. I don't know if you can see it in the light. That guy. And then I'll try like a full body engrave too. So like we'll take the whole thing and we'll maybe do engravement on the entire thing, even surrounding the holes and stuff. But I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow to do that, but we're going to at least try to fix the mounting stuff. And yeah, but so that's pretty much it for this video. If you kind of like this stuff and you actually made it this far, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing this as consistently as possible. I'm still working 40 hours a week and doing this in my off time, so sometimes uploading and editing the videos can take a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm going to try to do this on a consistent basis. Like I said, if you kind of want to watch this this silly machine shop journey that I'm partaking in, then yeah, definitely sub, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.